All right, so welcome to today's free training. I am Coriel, a two-time author, award-winning entrepreneur, and educator that managed to turn my $32,000 teaching salary into a six-figure brand. And I truly believe that part of my purpose is to help other women discover their purpose, live life passionately, and finally get paid what they are worth. And so I have literally dedicated my life to the education and empowerment of women all around the world. And I started my entrepreneurial journey way back when the year was 2003, when I went away to Tennessee State University as a freshman and literally did not want to go away to college and be broke. Like that was, what I kept hearing. You're going to be broke the whole time you're in school. So I wanted to make sure that I had a hustle, that I wouldn't have to, work a real job, but that I could still make some money. And so what I did after I graduated from high school, we had cosmetology classes in high school. So I got enough hours to be super close to getting my nail tech license while I was in school. So what I did, instead of enjoying my last summer, of freedom before going to college, is I went to Dudley Beauty College in Chicago, Illinois, 12 hours a day, every day, 12 hours a day for 6 days a week during that summer so that I could get enough hours to finish that nail tech license. Blood, sweat, and tears, y'all, but I was determined to not be a broke college student. And so that was like my first taste of entrepreneurship. But way back then, marketing was not important, right? I didn't really have to do any marketing because my chemicals, my supplies, they spoke for me. So as soon as I started, pulling out that acrylic to do someone's nails, everybody on the floor, in the dorm knew that somebody was doing nails. Somebody got some acrylic. And so that was literally my marketing strategy. All I had to do was do one person or do my own, and the scent would make its way through the dorm, and people were literally lining up at my door to get their nails done. So that was like my first little experience with entrepreneurship. But literally since then, since being 17 years old, I have not stopped my side hustles. Ever since then, I've done something on the side in addition to my full-time gig, whether my full-time gig was school or teaching. I always had something going on the side because I knew even then, even at 17, I knew that I did not want to depend on one stream of income, which at the time was allowance from my daddy. So even that wasn't good enough. I really wanted to be in control of my money. And so ever since 17, I'm 33 now, I have been dibbing and dabbling with entrepreneurship. I have literally started over 7 businesses in that time. And so everything from doing nails to being a party planner to travel agent to an online store, like you name it, I've done it. I've been a corporate trainer. I've done it all. And with all of those different businesses, I've had to learn new lessons about marketing. And in addition to the new lessons that I've learned, I've also made a lot of mistakes. There's so many messes that I got myself into that I wish I had a mentor. I wish I had someone who could have saved me some time and saved me some money so I wasn't so stressed out. And so because I wish, I had someone that could have taught me their lessons learned so I wouldn't have to learn them the hard way, I want to be able to do that for you. And so today's training is all about 3 of my biggest marketing mistakes. And I know that I'm not the only one, that's made these mistakes. So I'm sure you are going to be able to relate to them, but hopefully I'm going to save you from wasting so much time and so much money like I did. So the first business that I actually incorporated, the first like real legit business that I went out and got an LLC for, I had a website, like all of that was in 2012 when I started Studded Stacks. And Studded Stacks was an online accessory boutique. Every single thing that I sold was handmade. So all of these little trinkets that you see were 100% handmade. And this business taught me a lot. This, like I said, was the first legit business. It was the first business that I had where social media actually existed. So this was the first business where I created like a Facebook fan page. This is the first business where I built a website. And as you can see, my website was trash, y'all. This was literally like a GoDaddy website builder, the free thing that came along with the domain that I purchased. When I say this business taught me so many marketing lessons, from how to develop a website that people will actually, buy, not just visit, but actually place an order, to developing marketing assets like these flyers. I know you probably can't even tell that that's what these are, but these are 2 flyers. The very first flyer that I ever had for this business that I created myself, right? I did this all myself, the website. So not only was I hand making all of the products, I was the web developer, I was the graphic designer. I created this little raggedy logo that y'all see. Like I was going to get it done by any means necessary. But the hard part of being a DIY entrepreneur, which is what I was at the time, I wasn't hiring anybody because I was balling on a budget. So I didn't have funds to hire a graphic designer, to hire a coach to help me, to hire a web developer. Like I didn't have it, but I wasn't going to make any excuses. I was going to get it done. So the problem with me being a DIY entrepreneur and trying to do it all myself is, yes, I could create a website, but once it was up and running, nobody was buying. I didn't know anything about I didn't know anything about search engine optimization. I didn't know anything about getting quality images. I didn't know anything about having a real marketing strategy. I was just doing what I felt like needed to be done. I'm like, okay, I need to be able to sell this online. Let me do a website. I need to be able to have something in hand when I'm out. Let me create this flyer. And if you look at that flyer, you'll see the only social network that I even had on there was Twitter. So this was before Instagram, y'all. This was when marketing was hard, when I had to be my own street team, when I was out passing out flyers at the mall to all the girls that worked in the retail stores, trying to get them to come to my events, trying to get them to buy my products. So these days in 2019, we got it easy. Like if you have been dependent on social media for your marketing, that is not a winning strategy, but it will still work, right? You can still get by with just having social media if you know what to do with it. Back then, you could not rely on social media because everybody wasn't on Twitter. Everybody wasn't doing business on Facebook like they are now. So trust me when I say I started from the bottom. I wanted to include this. I dug so deep. I scrolled so far back through Facebook to find these pictures to share with you all because I wanted you to know where I started. It's easy to look at my, almost 70,000 followers on Instagram. It's easy to look at the amount of money I've made, the features that I've gotten, and say, oh, well, she doesn't get where I am. She doesn't get that I'm starting from, scratch. Yes, she does. Okay. Because I started from scratch just like you. So we started from the bottom, baby. Now, this is a representation of just a couple of the things that have happened between then and now. So between 2003, when I started my very first business, to 2019, where we are now, with hard work, a lot of lessons learned, and a strategy, this is what I've been able to do. So these are media features, VH1, HBO, Huffington Post, NBC, Black Enterprise, Forbes, Essence, TV One, like you name it, I've been featured. And that is a testament to the marketing that I've done for my personal brand. So the thing that I want to stress here specifically is the difference between building a business and building a brand. A lot of these features have come from different businesses. Some of these features have been from me starting the Single Wives Club. Some of these features have been from my podcast. Some of these features have been from me writing my books. Some of them have been from me hosting Workplace Slate. But all of those different elements are parts of my personal brand. And it's so important, and I want to stress the fact that you need to focus on building a brand and not just starting a business, because when you build a brand, you are building loyalty. The same people who were supporting me when I had studded stacks, and the Single Wives Club are the same people who are attending Workplace Slay, the same people who are buying my books, the same people who are listening to my podcast on a weekly basis. So because I put effort and energy and time into building a brand, it doesn't matter that I sold the Single Wives Club. It doesn't matter that I no longer, have the bracelet boutique. I was so dead set on building the like, know, and trust factor with my audience so that I could build brand loyalty so that it doesn't matter whether I'm selling a t-shirt, hosting a podcast, hosting an event. I have a loyal following because I focused on building a brand. So with hard work and a strategy, that's the key, because it's not just hard work. You can work hard doing the wrong things. You can work 8 hours a day and get nowhere because you're doing the wrong things for 8 hours a day. So it's not just hard work. With hard work and a strategy, anything is possible. So let's get into these 3 major mistakes. And today we're only talking about 3 mistakes, but guess what? There are so many more than 3 that I've made. But, in an effort to respect your time, we're going to keep it at 3. So the biggest mistake that I made, and this is a mistake that I literally see entrepreneurs making on a daily basis, okay? So I know that y'all can relate to this. One of the biggest mistakes was not knowing my audience. So not knowing your audience, number one, you will end up wasting a whole lot of money if you are trying to market to everyone under the sun. So when I started the Single Wives Club in 2012, if you would have asked me who my ideal customer was, who my audience was, I would have said single women. That's it. That's all I knew. I knew that I was starting this organization, that I wanted to support single women who were preparing to become wives. I wanted to provide these resources, this education, this empowerment for single women. That's all that I knew. And guess what, y'all? I wasted so much money trying to market to all of the single women in the world. It took me a long time and a lot of money before I realized that my audience wasn't single women. My audience was single women of color between the ages of 25 and 34. Mostly living in like urban cities. So New York, Miami, Chicago, Atlanta, Dallas, Houston, Los Angeles. But when I first started my business, when I first, came up with the idea, I wasn't thinking about what cities this woman lived in. I wasn't thinking about whether, she was a Black woman, a white woman, an Asian woman, a Hispanic woman. I wasn't thinking about those things. It wasn't until I wasted time and money on the wrong things that I figured out the right things. So these days, you can literally just transition your Instagram account into a business account, and it will break down all of your analytics. It'll show you where your audience is. It'll show you everything you need to know about your audience. Back then, we didn't have those tools. We didn't have the technology that would just, we could just open up an app and it would show us exactly where our people were. So I had to waste a lot of time marketing to the wrong people until I found the right people. I had to waste a lot of time marketing to younger 20s, the 21, 22, 23-year-olds, before I realized those younger 20s, they don't see the need in preparing to become a wife. They aren't trying to settle down. They aren't looking for a husband. Like, they didn't understand the investment that, we were trying to promote with the Single Wives Club. But when I first got started, I wasn't thinking about those things. I was just thinking, I'm a single woman. I just got out of this abusive relationship. I know that I still want to get married. I want to help myself and I want to help other people. That's all that I was thinking. I was not thinking about being a marketer. I did not realize that no matter what industry you're in, no matter what business you start, no matter what product or service you are selling, you have to be a marketer. I didn't realize that. I was just trying to, do what made my heart smile. I was trying to help my single sisters. That's what I was trying to do. I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I didn't know that I was going to have to study marketing strategies. But I learned quickly after wasting a lot of time trying to market to all of the single women in the world and a lot of money trying to market to all of the single women in the world. I remember spending literally $1,250. I spent $1,250 on a 20-second radio commercial, y'all. I thought, oh my God, like this radio commercial, it is going to, sell out this event that I was hosting. I was hosting Single Wives Weekend at the time. I paid for this commercial. It was literally for, I think it was 2 plays. So $1,250, 20-second commercial played 2 times on the radio here in Atlanta. Y'all, when I say I was like waiting by the radio, like waiting to hear it so that I could, confirm that it played. And then I was going to go to my computer and see all of the ticket orders rolling in. When I say that radio ad played and it was nothing but crickets, I mean, I did not get one ticket sale off of this $1,250 advertising investment. Not one, y'all. That was so disappointing. That felt like such a waste of time and a waste of money. But that was a big lesson learned, because that taught me that you cannot expect this one advertising stream or this one marketing strategy to be your end all be all. I had pinned all of my resources in this one marketing strategy. That was my entire marketing budget, y'all. I thought that this one commercial played twice on this radio station was going to sell out my event for me. And so I spent all of my marketing budget on this one commercial and I got nothing. But if I would have known my audience, I would have made a better decision on where I would have spent that marketing budget, because my audience weren't listening to that radio station at that time. There were other ways that I could have spent that $1,250 to reach more people and got better results. But I had to learn that lesson the hard way so that I could pivot, figure out, okay, this didn't work, now what will? So not knowing your audience is one of the biggest mistakes that I've made, and it's one of the mistakes that I see so many other people making. And it's frustrating because you're spending all of your time, all of your money, all of your energy trying to market your amazing products and services. But because you're marketing them to the wrong people, those people don't appreciate them. Those people aren't willing to pay for them. Those people are not your people. So mistake number 1 was not knowing my audience, thinking that I could just market my products and services to everybody. Mistake number 2, investing in products without testing the market. Have y'all ever done this? Let me know in the chat box. Have you ever invested in a product and then you release it and it's crickets? Like no sales, no orders, no likes, no engagement, or just me? Has that ever happened to y'all? Yay or nay? Yep. All right. Demetria says she learned the hard way. Annette learned the hard way. Yes, I literally talk to beginning business owners constantly. And so many of them come to me for coaching or consulting after they've spent all of this money on all of these products. And now they have literally hundreds or thousands of dollars worth of products sitting in their closet or sitting in their basement or sitting in their garage. And now they're like, oh my God, what the hell am I supposed to do? Right? You are hustling backwards if you are investing in merchandise before you invest in marketing. And I'm not saying that you have to, be putting out Facebook ads for your products before you have products. But what I'm saying is you need to make sure you have a marketing strategy before you go out and produce all of this merchandise. Just because you think this t-shirt design is bomb does not mean that your customers are going to want to wear it. So instead of investing in the t-shirt design, investing in the blank t-shirts, investing in the printing, instead of doing all of those things and then asking your client, expecting your clients to buy, what you could do instead is invest in the design, invest in a sample, wear that t-shirt yourself, and see what your audience thinks about it. Without you even having to say, hey, I got this t-shirt for sale, post a picture wearing the t-shirt and see if people say, ooh, I love that. Or, send you the heart eye emoji or the fire emoji. See what people naturally think about it before they even know that you're selling it. I did this literally 2 months ago. I was thinking about creating new t-shirts. So I printed 2 for myself. Because in the past, I've made this mistake of printing out 25, 30 t-shirts and then crickets. Like nobody wants it. And I'm sitting here looking crazy. I done had a whole photo shoot for these new designs and nobody wants it. So this time I'm like, nope, not doing it. So I printed off. Now I did pay for the designs, obviously. I paid a designer to create the designs for me. Printed off 2 samples for myself and just posted a picture of myself in my stories and on my Instagram. And guess what? Nobody asked me about these t-shirts. Nobody asked me where I got them from. Nobody asked me, were they for sale? How could they get them? So guess what? Those shirts never made my website. I like them. I still wear them. My man's mom, she saw me in it and she liked it. So I bought her one for Christmas. I still have them. The design is mine, but I'm not so pressed to put out this product that I'm willing to waste money or waste time. We're learning from our mistakes. Once you know better, you should be doing better. So I should not be this far along in my entrepreneurial journey, still making the same mistakes that I made years ago. The goal is to evolve. So maybe you have not made that mistake yourself, but now you can learn from my lessons learned, right? Now you can learn from me wasting time, wasting money, wasting energy, wasting efforts. Now you can learn, from my mistakes so that you don't have to make them on your own. So if you are one of those people that is in the process right now of building out a product or developing or designing, this product, test your market first. Again, we have all of the tools at our fingertips, y'all. You can literally get on Instagram, go into your stories and ask your audience what they want. Poll your people. Back when I used to sell t-shirts for the Single Wives Club, one of the mistakes that I made is doing too much too soon. So my audience loved my t-shirts. They loved these specific designs. And I got ahead of myself. I got a big head and just started thinking like, okay, these designs are lit. Like the orders are rolling in. I'm not just going to have 2 t-shirt designs. I'm going to have 10 t-shirt designs. So what did I do? I rolled out 8 more t-shirt designs. I figure, okay, if I have 8 more designs, I'm going to make 8 times the money that I'm already making. Guess what? Crickets. I had too many options for my clients, for my customers. And so it literally ended up causing what I like to call analysis paralysis. They were analyzing the designs. They were browsing the site for so long that they ended up buying nothing. So my sales actually went down. I actually started making less money because I was having to spend more money and spend more time trying to market more products. So instead of just being able to focus on these 2 designs that were already selling, now I was spreading myself thin with these 10 designs and 8 of them people didn't even want. So do not make the mistake of investing in products without testing your market. Find out what your people want. One thing that one of my mentors told me that was just so helpful. So I want to tell you all, give them what they need, sell them what they want. Give them what they need, sell them what they want. Make sure you are selling your audience the things that they actually want versus trying to sell them the things that you think that they need. Give them the things that they need. Sell them the things that they want. Those are going to be the things that they're beating down your door to buy, the things that they actually want versus the things that you're trying to shove down their throat because you think that they need them. All right. That is worth gold. Gold. Write that down. Give them what they need, sell them what they want. So that's mistake number 2. The third mistake that I made, and I know that some of y'all can relate to this, is believing that everything works for everybody. So here in Atlanta, we have this event. It's an expo, and it's called For Sisters Only. In some cities, you all have the Black Expo. I think Circle of Sisters is one in New York, but it's basically just this huge expo for women where there's hundreds of vendors. There's concerts, workshops, panels. It's just like a women empowerment weekend. It's huge here in Atlanta. For Sisters Only is huge here in Atlanta. It's a 2-day event. And so at the time, I was running the Single Wives Club. And I've learned my audience by this time. You know, I know that my audience is women of color between these specific ages. And that was literally exactly the demographic for Sisters Only. So I went onto the VH1 website. I found out how much a booth was going to cost at this event. And it ended up being like $800, a little over $800. So it wasn't even Work Price Slay at the time. It was Single Wives Weekend. This was in September. Single Wives Weekend was coming up in October. So this was literally going to be like my last marketing strategy to sell out tickets for Single Wives Weekend. So I paid $800 for this vendor booth. I purchased at least $500 worth of merchandise to be able to sell at this event. When I tell you, me and my team, I had volunteers, like my Single Wives Club members were helping me work the booth. It was like 10 of us, 2 days, 10 of us for 2 days. And I ended up profiting probably like $300, not even profiting. I ended up bringing in during the event like $300. So I had spent about $1,300, $800 on the booth, $500 on the merchandise, and then I made $300. So can y'all do the math? I ended up losing $1,000. I spent $1,300. I only made $300. So I ended up coming out of pocket $1,000, $1,000 unnecessary dollars. This was me learning that everything doesn't work for everybody. Just because this is an opportunity to get in front of a bunch of women, that does not mean that this is the right event to be trying to sell tickets at. When I got to that event, I started looking around, and I noticed that everybody who had a line at their table were selling cheap stuff. There was literally a booth that was selling accessories that were like $5 for $5. Literally $5 for $5. There was no way that I could compete with that. There was no way that the woman that was coming here to pay $1 for some accessories was about to pay me $200 to come to Single Wives Weekend. Like that, it was just not a good strategy. But here I was thinking, all of these women are going to be in this space. So sure, this is the perfect place for me to be. I was believing that everything that was working for everybody else was going to work for me, but I did not have the right strategy. So I could have set up that booth and just given out free tickets to Single Wives Weekend, or giving out free goodies for people signing up for my email list. There are other ways that I could have maximized that opportunity, but I just assumed that I could just set up shop and do the same thing that everybody else was doing and I was going to win. Wrong idea. So for Sisters Only, bad investment. PR is something that a lot of people run out and invest in, thinking that if I hire a publicist, they're going to put me on the map. If I hire a publicist, I'm going to get this Forbes feature. I'm going to get this NBC feature. I'm going to get this Essence magazine feature. Let me tell y'all something. Literally, two. I'm not going to lie. There's been 2 media opportunities that I've had a publicist for. NBC News, and when I was on Sister Circle on TV1. Aside from those 2 opportunities, everything else has come natural. Essence found me. Forbes found me. XO Nicole found me. Rolling Out found me. Tom Joyner Morning Show found me. Black Enterprise found me. Jet Magazine found me. All of those people somehow, some way, by the grace of God, found me. I did not go out looking for them. I did not have to have a publicist to find them or to pitch me for those opportunities. So public relations is one of those things that we think it's working for so-and-so, it's going to work for me. And 9 times out of 10, we're just making an assumption. A lot of people probably assume that I have gotten all of those media placements because I've had a publicist. So a lot of times we are making business decisions based on the assumptions that we have for other people. So you're looking at my resume and you're like, oh, if she's doing that, I must need a publicist. Like the only way that she's doing that is if she has a publicist. I need to go out and hire a publicist. Wrong. Everything that we think is working for everybody, number one, that might not even be what they're doing. And number two, even if that is working for them, that doesn't mean that it's going to work for us. Facebook ads. Y'all, I could not tell you, I mean, I probably could, but it's embarrassing, so I won't, how much money I've wasted on Facebook ads trying to figure it out. Now I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm hiring. Like I have a Facebook ads company that manages ads because I've wasted so much money trying to figure it out on my own. Thinking, oh, all of these other businesses are making money on advertising, doing these Facebook ads. I need to just dump a bunch of money in these Facebook ads because if it's working for them, it's going to work for me. Have y'all wasted money on Facebook ads yet? And I say yet because even though I'm telling y'all not to do it, I know you're going to try. I know you are. I literally had someone do like a coaching call with me, and she said that she spent $3,500 on Facebook ads, y'all. $3,500, her entire budget, and did not get one single order. She got some traffic, right? She got some traffic, but no orders. Traffic isn't worth anything if you're not going to get any money off of it. Yes, it is absolutely crazy. So I've literally wasted so much money on Facebook ads, and it ended up being a waste. Number one, because I didn't know what I was doing. But number two, because I didn't have the proper system set up on the other side. So Facebook ads will drive traffic to your website all day long or to your landing page all day long. But if you don't have a strong sales page, if you don't have a strong funnel or system set up on the other side of that, then you're not going to make any money. You can get traffic, but you're not going to make any sales. So that's another example of me wasting money thinking everybody else is making money on these Facebook ads. Let me just try it. But I lack the strategy. I didn't have the proper strategy and I didn't have the proper system set up. So I wasted money instead of making money. So 3 major marketing mistakes that I have personally made. Again, not knowing my audience, investing in products without testing the market or polling my people, and then believing that everything that works for everybody was going to work for me. But because I am so invested in my business, because I am dedicated to what I am doing, I have invested in learning my craft. I did not give up when I wasted that $1,300 on that vendor booth. I did not stop when I wasted that $1,250 on that radio commercial. I did not stop when I wasted $3,500 hiring a publicist that got me nothing, right? I can tell you so many times that I've traveled to New York. I've traveled to Los Angeles for these vendor opportunities, these pop-up shops, and not made even half of my investment back. On top of the fact that I had to travel to these places, like buying this flight to New York, buying this flight to Los Angeles, staying in these hotels, paying for this merchandise, like so much wasted money. But because I did not quit, your girl came up. I've studied my craft, right? I've really put in the time. I've put in the work. I figured out what does not work so that I could in turn figure out what will work. And so some of my most notable accomplishments to date, these are some of the awards and accolades that I've gotten. So Top 30 Under 30, Who's Who of Black Atlanta, the Impact Award, the Ambassador of Change Award. But y'all, when Black Enterprise slid in my inbox and told me that they wanted me to speak on the same stage as TD Jakes, I felt like, okay, like your girl has made it. All of the hard work is finally paying off. And so all of these accomplishments are literally a reflection of my marketing. But I know y'all are probably like, okay, I'm not trying to be a speaker. I'm not trying to get these features. So let's look at what y'all really care about, which is the numbers. So one of the biggest frustrations is putting all of this money into marketing and then you don't get none of your money back. Your money doesn't actually match your marketing. So this is some of the numbers. This is from one of my payment processors. And this is for, this total revenue is since I've been using this payment processor. I think I started with them in like April of last year. So revenue this year, almost 40K, and we are just now at March 1st. So 2 months, 60 days, 40K. And this is all through marketing. Because guess what? You can literally have the best product. You can have the best service in the entire world. But if nobody knows about you, if you're wasting your time and your money trying to market to the wrong people, your money is never going to match your marketing. Ever. So you could be posting all day long on Instagram. You could be sending out emails 5 days a week. You could be boosting these Facebook ads every day of your life. But if you do not have a strategy, you are not going to make money, period. Now you can waste time, because I wasted a lot of time trying to learn it on my own, trying to figure it out on my own. I wasted a lot of time and eventually I figured it out. But who wants to wait this long ass time? Who wants to waste all of that money when I could have figured it out in a lot less time and with a lot less stress? So I have a series that I'm doing. This is the solution, because y'all know I hate talking about the problem without at least offering you a solution. So I have a solution that I've created. I'm spending this entire month focusing on marketing because I realized I could talk all day about product development. I could talk all day about creating your own course, but if you don't know how to market it, you're not going to make any money and you're going to be mad at me. So we got to start here with the marketing. So March is marketing month. So I am doing a series, a marketing mastery series, where I'm literally helping you learn from my mistakes, learn from the money that I've wasted. So the pre-course work, again, that very first mistake that I shared with you all, the biggest mistake that I've made is not knowing my audience. It's trying to market to everybody and their mama and wondering why I wasn't making any money. So before I give you any of the master classes, you are going to complete my ideal client inventory. And inside of this inventory, it's not just asking you the generic questions of, you know, who's your audience? Where is she? What age is she? It's literally breaking down all of the elements that you'll need to know about this client so that you can know how to market to her. Where is she? Who is she following? What is she going through? What is she struggling with? What are her pain points? It's literally going to break it down in a way that you've never seen it before so that you can get really, really clear on who your ideal client is so that you know who to market to. Because if we get to Masterclass 1 and we're talking about email marketing and I'm telling you what subject lines to use, I'm telling you what time of day, I'm telling you what day of the week, I'm telling you what campaigns you should send out, but you don't know who you're sending it to, we're hustling backwards. And I am not in the business of hustling backwards. So step 1 is identifying the ideal client. That's your pre-course work. That's like your prerequisite. Masterclass 1 is all about email marketing. So how to build a list, how to grow your list, how to get your subscribers to actually open up your email. So increasing your open rate, increasing your click rate. Once they open, are they actually clicking your links? Are they actually buying? One question I get all the time is, okay, I have this email list, but I don't really know what to send to them. Like, I don't really want to, harass them every day. I don't really know how often I should be sending stuff. So this first masterclass is going to break down every element of email marketing that you need in order to implement it into your marketing strategy. Masterclass number 2 is all about content marketing. So how to actually monetize this content that you're creating. You might be a blogger. You might be a podcaster. You might be a video content creator. But how can you actually make that content make sense? How can you make sure that content is bringing in the coins? So masterclass number 2 is all about mastering content, because guess what? Content is king. So how can you actually get to the coins off of this content you're creating? And last but not least, the third masterclass is all about social media. Even though I do not recommend that you rely on social media for all of your marketing, I understand that that's where most of us get started. Like, most of us start out on Facebook, we start out on Instagram. So I'm definitely going to cover with you all how to actually get paid from the things that you are posting. So this Marketing Mastery series, the investment is $297. $297. I know it's cheap. I know it's cheap. And I'm gonna put the link in the chat box in a second. It's $297 if you do the payment plan. So I know that it's the first of the month. I know rent is due, and I know that this probably wasn't the best day to tell y'all about this, because y'all are gonna be like, girl, I just paid this rent. So what I did is I made the deposit $50, because I felt like, okay, I know rent is due. $50 is not beating y'all over the head. So the enrollment is only $50. But if you enroll within the next hour, I'm going to include these other 2 bonuses as well. So my mini marketing guide, which is where I'm sharing 5 helpful marketing hacks. And then I'm also going to include my building an out-of-the-box brand course, which covers branding, marketing, and sales. Those are free. I'm throwing those in as a bonus if you enroll in the entire series within the next hour. So it's a fast action bonus. That means you have to take action in order to take advantage of those extras. So again, the pre-course work is an ideal client inventory. So it's literally a PDF that you all will receive. It's a worksheet that will take you through an exercise so that you can literally pinpoint exactly who you are selling to. And then 3 master classes: email marketing, content marketing, and social media marketing. If you are tired of wasting your time, if you are tired of wasting your money, if you are tired of being frustrated because your money is not matching your marketing, then hey, I got the series for you. Like, I am literally giving you the solution. It's up to you whether or not you take the solution that I have packaged up for you. If not, you can do what I did and waste a lot of time, waste a lot of money trying to figure it out on your own. Of course, I recommend the fast track. Do I get all of these? Yes. I don't know what you're asking. If you enroll in the marketing series today, you get everything here: the pre-course work, which is the ideal client inventory, and the 3 master classes. If you enroll in the next hour, you get the bonuses: the mini marketing guide and the building and out of the brand course. This is for new enrollment only. This is for today only. So if you've already enrolled, this is not for you. If you signed up for the mentoring group, then you already get more than this, because the mentoring group includes not one-on-one, but it includes small group sessions. So mentoring group is something different. This Marketing Mastery is not my mentoring group. So this does not include any live access, any live Q&A. So if you signed up for the mentoring group, you already get more than this. But this is for the people who are not necessarily interested in my hand holding that we're going to do within the mentoring group. So I put the link for this in the bio. I mean, not in my bio. I'm so used to saying link in my bio. I put the link for the series in the chat group. I'm putting the link for the mentoring group. If you're interested in that, Will, I see you are. I'm putting that in the chat box as well. If you have any questions about the series, the mentoring group, or just marketing, I'm about to send y'all an email with the link if you want to enroll. Reply back to that email if you have any questions, or shoot me over a DM if you have any questions. Can I use my $50 credit towards the purchase? Yes, but you got to email me. So if you have a $50 credit, you can use it, but it won't be off of the deposit. So you'll still have to pay the $50 deposit today, but I will take the $50 off of the total price. So yes, email me in order to make that happen. All right, y'all. I hope that this was helpful. I know that y'all probably have something that you got to get back to. Again, if you have any questions about the Marketing Mastery Series or about my marketing mentoring group, reply back to the email that you are about to receive or slide in my DMs. Peace.